Yes, everybody. Hope you're doing fantastically well. We are back with the Rumour Mill, the Friday session. Hope you're all doing well. I hope you've had a good week and you're ready for the weekend. Listen, before we start this video, I'm not going to be touching on the Newcastle game. If you want to check out Newcastle United, everything Newcastle United, make sure you check out the preview that we did yesterday on the channel. A thorough breakdown on Leeds' opponents this weekend. But for this one, guys, we're going to be sticking to transfers because that is what the Rumour Mill is all about. Hello to everybody who is in the building. Listen, this one's going to be a little bit more of a detailed breakdown. Everybody's talking about Aaronson. You're getting rumours here, there and everywhere. People just saying that Leeds put an offer in. But I want to break down what the pros and cons are to this deal. I want to let you know what I think will happen in this deal. I want to let you know what the difficult parts of this transfer will be. I want to let you know what the maybe a little bit easier parts of this transfer will be. And ultimately, what on earth does Brenden Aaronson want to do? So make sure you get in your comments in the section, guys. There is 433 here on this blessed Friday evening. I don't know if you've got a beer in your hand. I don't know if you've got a pop in your hand, whatever. You could have a cup of tea, a glass of wine. I have no idea. Wherever you are in the world. Love the new intro. Class that, mate. Yeah, mate. I've had that for a while. I've had that on the wire. I just couldn't find it. I managed to find it yesterday after a lot of you were saying they didn't appreciate the video. Listen, I always listen to you guys. So there you go. Connie Legend, thanks for all you're doing for us, buddy. Hopefully see you and Brenden at Ellen Road soon. Yeah, definitely. Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate that. James in the building. Let's have a lot of likes in this video, ladies and gents. 400 plus watching. Yeah, definitely. I wish you would do that, everybody. Please let me know. Let me know if you've liked the video. Please do. Anyway, let's get into it. Anyway, so we've got no flashy graphics being put up today, everybody, because I've been working all day. But I have made a list. And it's all about the pros and cons. So listen, Leeds have submitted another £20 million bid today for Brenden Aaronson, the USA international, who not only is on top of Leeds United's list, but is on top of every single press list the world has to offer. This guy would fit the system perfectly. He's almost the perfect system-based player that Leeds United could go and get. They've clearly done the scouting, they've clearly done the networking, and they've identified Brenden Aaronson not only as a top 3 target, but the only one that we are going for. That has been made clear by several outlets. So let's start with the cons. Let's start with the cons of this deal. I think ending with the positives is a really good way to go around it. Let me know in the comment section below exactly what you think the eventuality of this deal will be, because there's 9 days to go of the window, and this clearly is Leeds' only target. So the sort of detrimental part of this is Austrian media outlets and USA media outlets don't think that this will happen, which sometimes I get the impression that they are the best outlets with regards to this deal. I think Leeds-based outlets get the news drip-fed a little bit later on down the line, whereas I think papers, articles, whatever you want to call it, on the continent are normally more accurate in terms of getting it out there instantaneously. So that's something to take into consideration. There's been several European journalists today saying that Austria team RB Salzburg will not be selling Brenden Aaronson with their European campaign following up. It looks like they're going to be playing Bayern Munich as well pretty soon. So they need to keep hold of Brenden Aaronson for that fixture. He's one of their key players. And do they need to sell? That's the ultimate thing we're going to get into in this video. Do Salzburg need to sell, and they're not just going to sell to help Leeds United out in the Premier League. And I think that's the nooks and crannies of it. The top of the league by 14 points, and I think the need to sell and the want to sell are obviously two separate things. They've done it before, though. There have been winter signings for other clubs from RB Salzburg and RB Leipzig as well, but Salzburg is the one we're going to be focusing on. Sobersloy was sold from Salzburg to Leipzig in a winter month, and obviously the key one being Erling Haaland was also sold in the winter month from Salzburg to Dortmund. So that's definitely one to keep an eye on in terms of departures in the winter. The rest of them have been done in the summer. You look at Patson Daka, who's just gone to Leicester, and Mwepu, who's just gone to Brighton as well, all being done in the summer. And the reason why these sort of transfers are done in the summer is because the January window is horrendous. It's awful. Teams really struggle to recruit players. The prices are normally inflated. So it's really, really difficult. And the January market is hated by pretty much every recruitment director in European football, and I'm sure globally as well. So that's something to take into consideration. The fact that they have sold in this transfer window before. Okay, so I think a lot of people are talking about the summer as well. Now the problem with the summer is there's going to be more clubs interested. So if Leeds were to agree a fee for this guy and it was only for the summer and, we weren't going to be getting him instantaneously, which I'd highly doubt Victor Orta would be out there looking for a summer deal being done. I think it's going to be a winter deal done because Leeds need midfielders now, right now. And I don't think that the recent results should detract from that. I think there's going to be more clubs interested then. We saw this with Ben White when Leeds were trying to go for him when we came up to the Premier League. More clubs were sniffing around. Arsenal were at the time. Spurs were at the time because there's so much of a media focus when Leeds United are in the building. A lot of the same with Dan James as well. We saw him snipped from our grasps from Manchester United as well. And that sort of media circus seemed to happen with Leeds United. So it's in the public domain now. But the positive is there is money there. There's clearly money there from Leeds United. Going from 15 to 20, there's clearly a strategy. There's clearly a limit on what Leeds can go to. And you do feel that the 49ers, who potentially are out there now with Victor Orta, could be key pawns in getting this deal done as well, in terms of finance and in terms of power play with regards to them being states-based as well. It does feel very Ben Whitey, though, to me. I remember the whole summer I was convinced that Ben White was going to be coming to Leeds. And I know these are the cons of the video, but I kind of want to put a bit of a positive slant in it as well, which I will get to towards the end. But it does feel very Ben White and Dan Jamesy first time round in terms of Leeds going for it. Leeds pressing the action. Leeds clearly been in negotiations, which a lot of people think that just because they're negotiating, the deal's going to get done. There's clearly, the deal will get done. Leeds are evidently out there for a reason. It doesn't mean the deal's going to get done at all. It means that Salzburg are clearly driving a hard bargain, and it's dependent on Leeds whether or not they want to meet that valuation now or they want to meet it in the summer. Do I think this will ultimately get done as a deal? Yes, but I just don't know if it's going to be now. I think with 9 days to go, it's a really short time span and Leeds have to move. We've got a donation here from Ben Sunderland. Thank you so much, mate. Sorry, I'm just trying to rack through all of this and I'll get to your comments at the end, but obviously the super chats I'll read out. Thank you so much for your support. Yes, Connor, good day from Sydneyland. Oh, what a place. What a place. Just beats York. It just beats York. Watch all your content, which is class. Send this on to Rad Rosani to get the checkbook out. All Leeds, aren't we? My Australian subscribers are loyal, man. They are. And all of you are amazing. I just wanted to shout out the Aussies because they are. Since I was over there and started being on videos and stuff like that, the Aussies are so supportive. So thank you so much. And anybody who donates, thank you. So yeah, it's another con. Why is this now a thing with 9 days to go? Australian, I'm in the mode now. Austrian reports were suggesting that this is new and fresh as of even today, from 4 or 5 days ago in terms of negotiation. Why are Leeds leaving this so late? Why is this not being spoken about in November, being spoken about in December, and we'll get the deal then done in January? You'd expect that to be something that Leeds United would be able to get sorted. He's not sought after from what I've seen at the minute, from interest from other clubs. So you feel that this is definitely something that Leeds could have made waves with in November and December and really got a gauge of the pulling power, really gauged whether or not they would be able to get this deal done in January. It feels with almost 13, 14 days to go, Leeds United have upped the ante. We've started putting the bids in. And that's why I think there is a bit of an unrealistic slant to this transfer because of the timing, because how long we've got left of the window, how long it's then going to take Salzburg to recruit for a serious European campaign. And ultimately, do they need to sell? This is what I keep saying. Do they need to sell at this moment in time? We're going to get into the financial situation in just a little bit. But I've told you about the summer, but as I've said, I think it could be a bidding war. But there is almost an expectation of if there is a bidding war in summer, then that, for me, that's a big con. Because, as I've said, with the media sphere and the media attention that Leeds United give to transfers, you've seen it all over ESPN today about Brenden Aaronson. The fact he's American won't help with their audience. You've seen it over Sky Sports as well all today. You've seen it over several reports, Leeds needing a midfielder. This is going to hike up the interest in this kid, especially with pressy teams. This guy's in the 1%ers when it comes to pressing. He's very, very good at what he does in terms of system-based. And there's a lot of system-based teams that are like Leeds United that have the money that Leeds United have as well. So The problem as well is that the second and third club, the third recruits on your list, which is always said to be a Leeds United thing, right? We have 3 options. We have 3 targets for each and every position. The problem is now if you go for your second, your third, and potentially your reserve option now for a central midfielder, clubs know you have money, which is a big, big problem. Clubs know that you have money. Clubs know that you're desperate for a central midfielder. You've seen it with Newcastle right now. They're getting priced out of every single signing, and this is what the owners, Staveley and co, are finding is a big problem at the minute. This is going to be the big issue with Leeds United when it comes to central midfielders. And if we're not going for Brenden Aaronson at some point, if Salzburg have turned around and go, look, Victor, it's not happening, mate. It is not happening. Move on. Move on or go for him in summer. And that's the negotiation. Leeds need to move on then to another signing. But the problem is, guys, clubs are going to charge a lot of money for whoever it is going to be. So that's another con. And if Brenden Aaronson, I've spoken about this before. In terms of him playing against Bayern Munich, him coming up in European competitions, him winning the league, which he won't get to do if he moves to Leeds now. I know it's the Austrian Bundesliga. I know a lot of people will be turning around and saying, Connor, it's the Austrian Bundesliga. Why would he not rather be in the Premier League? Well, he hasn't. He wants to win the Austrian Bundesliga. And that's something that he'll have worked hard for all year. So if you're Brenden Aaronson, you want to win the Austrian Bundesliga, you want to continue playing in the Champions League, in the European competition, why would you leave that now for mid-table mediocrity / relegation battle? That's something you've got to consider as well. When you can move in the summer, which he can, there's going to be a little bit of a thought process in his head of, will Leeds still be interested in the summer? But we know with Leeds United, with Marcelo Bielsa, with Victor Orta, that interest is going to maintain, a la Dan James. So if you're Brenden Aaronson and you know that Leeds are still going to be interested in the summer, why would you give that up right now? Something to definitely contemplate from a personal standpoint. And I've said to you guys multiple times, who are they going to replace him with? Last summer, they sold Daka, they sold Mwepu, both to the Premier League. As we've said, Salzburg are a middle ground. You move to Salzburg and they pretty much sell to you that they are that middle ground. They're the middle ground. They know these players are going to move on. It's been littered in history. I've just named 2 there. You got Erling Haaland, you got Szoboszlai on top of that as well. So all these players do move on. It's a middle gap. It's a stopgap. But for me, they've got money. They've got leverage from last summer. Patson Daka went for 27.5 and Mwepu went for 21 million. So they've got leverage there. Their most expensive signing last summer was 4.6 million. So they've clearly got money behind them. We know they have with the Red Bull network anyway, but they've clearly got a lot of money behind them in terms of capital from the window. So a lot of things there that you need to consider. A lot of things that you need to, take into your thought process when it comes to Leeds United signing a player. It's not all just about Leeds United, the razzmatazz of the Premier League. It's also about the individual. What does he want? Do Salzburg need to sell? Why would they sell to Leeds United at this point when it's going to be so difficult for them to recruit someone else in, sell them the Salzburg project, and ultimately get them up to Brenden Aaronson's speed in terms of pressing, in terms of being a key part of their cog in the European competition? It's interesting. Pros. We're going to get on to pros, okay? A lot of people talking about John Swift as well, which is interesting. I will just address the John Swift situation. That ain't happening. That is not going to happen. This guy is dragging his contract down. Only last week, he was coming out and saying he wants to stay at Reading. John Swift is not happening. John Swift may happen in the summer, but he's going to have a lot of attractive propositions for him in the summer. And I think that's why he's winding his contract down. He's not signing a new one for Reading. He's not moving. He's happy to stay. I thought there'd be some noises after getting spanked by Fulham 7-0 and being sick of the predicament that they're in at the minute. There hasn't. He's all right staying there. So there's going to be a bidding war for John Swift, and it's going to be that the higher the wage is where John Swift is going to go. And I think you've seen with Leeds already that they clearly want a midfielder in this window, which is exactly what we all want. We all want a midfielder in this window. So if John Swift isn't available now, John Swift, for me, will not be a target for Leeds United going forward. If there is a target going forward, it's going to be Brenden Aaronson in the summer. So positives anyway, with regards to this deal. Leeds have the money, which is the big thing. What talks, money talks, and that's a saying in football. It 100% does. Leeds have the money, they have the backing, which is all positive. Everybody goes around saying Leeds are skint. Are they skint? You know, you look at the big transfers that Leeds have put in over the past couple of years: Llorente, Rafinha, Rodrigo, Dan James out of nowhere, Randy Orton. You know, all these sort of values that Leeds have put on these players and brought them in indicates that Leeds do have the money. And if it fits the system, Leeds will go there. Leeds didn't spend ridiculous amounts as well in the summer months, which needs to be taken into consideration as well. So Leeds have the money, but how far will they go to get this man? That's the question. Because it would be devastating for me if Leeds were to stop at 20 million after a rejection, you know? If this guy fits the system, he's 21 years of age. That's another factor you have to consider. He's 21. He's a child. He no way will have been thinking to himself, you know what? I'm going to be in the Premier League when I'm 21. This is why he's moved to Salzburg. It's a network. It's a plan. It's a mid-stop. It's a gap until you get to the Bundesliga, Serie A, or the Premier League. So he will be stunned by the interest already. So with that, taking that into consideration, it's all down to Leeds for me. It really is, because the money, if it's on the table, if you go 25, 26, 27, I mean, you're getting close to Salzburg's record fee there in terms of taking a player in. Their record fee, I believe, was Patson Daka. It might have been Erling Haaland, to be fair, but you're getting near to that trajectory there. So money talks. It depends how much Leeds want him for. So as well, what I wanted to touch on is the Austrian Bundesliga. And this is something that not a lot of people are looking at. They're saying Bundesliga and they're thinking that it's the German league and it's got the same, you know, sort of transition in terms of money. The Austrian Bundesliga isn't a wealthy league. You know, you've got RB Salzburg, who are flying at the minute, 14 points clear. They are the dominant force in the Austrian league because they've got Red Bull behind them, and it's not a wealthy league. If a club comes in with 20 million and above, are they in a position when it essentially would probably be worth the combined of every other club's revenue, sales, sponsorships combined in the Austrian league to turn that offer down? If Leeds were to go in for 25 million, 23, 25 million and above, that is massive, massive money in the Austrian Bundesliga. It's huge money. And even if they brought capital in the summer, they've got to look at the long-term health of the club. They've got to look at the long-term future. And that sort of money is massive, especially to say they got him from Philadelphia Union for barely anything. His market value as per transfer market is 10 million. That, when you look at it, if that is his transfer market value, Leeds are going 15 million and above the market value, which is massive. It's absolutely massive. There's a lot of people in the comment section saying they obviously rate him really highly. I agree. They clearly do. But they know as well they can extract the maximum because Leeds are in desperate need of a central midfielder right now. And I keep saying, guys, do not let the recent results get you away from that. You know, otherwise Victor Orta wouldn't be out in Austria right now. You know, you wouldn't be getting Leeds putting in cash offers, you know, ridiculous cash offers for these players who nobody's ever heard of, which, let's be right, we haven't. But on the European network, this guy's pretty well known. I think the pros as well is his potential. And I don't think we're focusing on that enough. There's a lot of people saying it's too much money, this, that, and the other. But if you've got an asset who's worth 25 million, and I keep saying 25 million because I think that I think 20 is going to get knocked back. I think 25. Bringing in revenue from fans at the ground, you know, sponsorships. It's not the Bundesliga. It's not the Bundesliga. So taking that into consideration, can they reject an offer like that from Leeds United? I don't know. I would probably say no. Why is Victor Orta over there as well? I mean, we talk about negotiations. I feel like they would have given Leeds a little bit of a hint. I feel that there's got to be a hint there that they can get this deal done. Victor's clearly over there trying to negotiate. It'd be interesting to see what Aaronson wants. For me, he would move. if you guys are new subscribers or if you're new to the Brenden Aaronson content, I've watched about 4 interviews with him now where he talks about the Premier League continuously. He talks about Steven Gerrard and and Liverpool, because that's who he grew up supporting. That's who he grew up idolizing. He wants to move to the Premier League 100%. And the fact that he's come this early is a massive positive for him. Now, the end point in this video. Leeds want him. Leeds want him now. So the money has to be coughed up. It would be, for me, it would be a massive slap in the face to Leeds United. Could it be Dan James-esque on Amazon Prime if we don't get him done? Yes, because Leeds need it. It seems desperation in terms of when we needed a winger back then to what we need with the central midfielder now, but the stakes are higher in terms of the Premier League. It's fantastic if Leeds get a win against Newcastle. Of course it is, but I've spoken to you guys numerous times about it being an opportunistic market. And with nobody else being able to cough up this value in January, 20 million in January is huge, everybody. And it's even bigger to an Austrian club. It's huge valuation. If Leeds go up again, another 5 million, that's massive. That really, really is massive. That's huge revenue. And they will have made a significant profit off this guy, which is which is what the Red Bull network is all about. It's all about making profit, reinvesting. It's a business model. So will Leeds get this done? I was saying yes yesterday, but I really think it's on a knife edge and I'm sitting on the fence. As you guys know, I have lashed out a lot of cons here, but to get a 21-year-old who is already playing European football, who's already scored 6 goals in 15 games for his national side at the age of 21, he's already getting plaudits from across Europe. He's already in the top 1% globally in terms of pressing. He's getting goals in the European leagues. He's getting assists in the European leagues. Has already won a title at 21. Would I go 25 million? Definitely. Because this guy's part of a long-term future. He's a younger Matthias Klick who comes in and sets the tone for the next 10 years. He's the man who could be within this setup when Leeds United get to the top 6. If Andrea Radrizzani is right in what he's saying about copying the Leicester model and reiterating this season that Leeds will be a top 6 side if we stay in the division. Brenden Aaronson could be the focal point. Brenden Aaronson is going to be here for a large part. See, so what I'm trying to say is you're not just investing in the now, you're investing in the future of Leeds United Football Club, which drastically needs to start happening. Because we can't keep thinking that Matthias Klick's going to be here for another 4 years. Stuart Dallas is going to be here for another 4 years. Liam Cooper's going to be here for 4 years. Luke Aylin's going to be here for another 4 years. Pat Bamford's going to be here for 4 years. There needs to be renovation. There needs to be a new Leeds, a new breed at some point. And for me, this guy is the start of that. So I'm just going on what my chairman says, who was instilled into me that we're going to be competing with the top 6 sides if we stay in the division this season. This is a top 6 player. If you're doing what he's doing at 21, what on earth are you going to be like when you're in the pomp of your career? So we'll have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see. I would be gutted if it didn't happen. I really would. But if there was a summer agreement, if they got something in place, an obligation for him to sign, I would be happy with that because I think we'll stay up this year. But I don't want to rest on our laurels. And I don't think Victor Orta's out there to get a summer agreement done. I think Victor Orta is out there to sign him in January. So February, March, April, May, Leeds United have a midfielder of Champions League quality in there. And Leeds fit that quota. So yeah. Jack's in the building and says, Bielsa wants him. I want him. Gary, no, you got your name wrong there, mate. Connor, just remember that all of your plus points on Aaronson, he could turn into Rodrigo in the Premier League. He could, Gary, but he could also turn into Rafinha. If we're talking potential-wise, you know, and this guy he's a kid with bags of experience already. And I like that. I really like the look of him. And what can Rodrigo not do? Press. What does Aaronson do in abundance? Press. So straight away, fundamentally, you've identified someone in Rodrigo who doesn't fit the system, but he's a big player. Spain's number 9. Valencia willing to let him go. Barcelona were in for him last year for 60 mil, the year before we signed him. Glossy signing. You bring him in as the club's record signing. This isn't a statement signing for me, even though the price tag will be high. It's someone who fits the system. The system which is going to be in place for years to come. Football's not only about individual players anymore. I think we're getting away from that with the emergence of Pep, especially with the emergence of Klopp. I think a lot of it is about the system now. And I think you've seen that with Leeds United, how successful that has been. You know, the overall aspect that is Leeds United, the 11 that are on the pitch, the system, the players in our sort of 11 are not wonderful players. There's a couple sprinkled in there, but it is all about that motion, that vehicle moving forward. And Aaronson is perfect for that. Could get Barkley and O'Brien for less money. Barkley is a horrible presser. Barkley has got, from what we hear, attitude problems. Barkley would demand a ridiculous wage fee. Barkley wouldn't be here for the future. Barkley is older than Aaronson. O'Brien, I'd be more willing to go for, but he's a completely different position. You know, we've all wanted an 8. We've all wanted an 8-10 hybrid. Saïd's left. We've never replaced him. I think the sort of the high 8/10 is definitely where Leeds United need to renovate if they are to only go for one position. I think we will get him. He is not as well known as Erling was at the same point in his career at RB Salzburg. Come on, Connor, good but not Kante. Different player to Kante, and I'm fine that he wasn't as good as Kante. Yeah. You're not instilling confidence comparing him to Click. I think a 21-year-old Click would be massively helpful to Leeds United, however many years ago. Connor, should Swift's injury record should be a concern. Llorente and Rodrigo had poor records and they have been true to form. Yeah, well, we're not going to go for him, Michael. That's never going to happen, mate. So I wouldn't worry. Jack's in the building, great profile picture. Can't agree with 25 mil, Connor. Listen, Jack, if we've got it and he's going to be within this system for the next 10, 12 years, that 25 million is going to seem like 10p. And he's going to absolutely blow up into. Listen, I'm not getting ahead of myself. I'm just talking about all of his attributes fit. We've gone for players before that haven't fit. Okay, Rodrigo, the prime example. This guy fits. He's proven it everywhere he's been. He's in the top 1%ers of pressers in global football. He's got assists. He's got a national call-up. He's got Champions League experience. What do Leeds fans want? What do we want? What do we think is going to happen? We've got to be realistic. This boy is getting a lot of people excited who are analytical, who are based in stats, you know, who do things for Opta, who do things for other websites like that, you know. I've spoken to a few of them and they're very, very excited by this. Finally managed to catch you live, mate. Fingers crossed we get Aaronson over the line. Agreed. 30 million, you will get him, says Carl. Yeah, 30 million. I don't know if we've got it, but I don't know if we've got 25 million. Like I'm not in the sphere, am I? Aaronson, Ted's in the building. American, here we go. Aaronson can't bench press the bar. Brownie would destroy him. How do you know Brownie can bench press, mate? Saiz and Hernandez in the championship. Yeah, I don't know if we've ever replaced that sort of quality. Yeah. Tom's in the building. Get Aaronson signed. Long-term replacement for Click, mobile and skillful. Champions League experience. Plays when we have a fully fit team. No brainer. I just see it. Yeah, Zach said Aaronson is perfect for our system in today's market. 25 is fine. And guys, I just think that we've been burnt by valuations before, but we've also done really well in terms of valuations. You look at Diego Llorente, you look at Pascal Strout, you look at Ilan Melier, you look at Leo Yelder, you look at Joe Gelhardt, you look at Rafinha, you look at Bamford in the long term. There's been a lot of good deals. I still think Dan James will come good. for his valuation. But the problem is a lot of people live and die by these valuations. Listen, if he comes in, we get him for 25 million. He's here within January and he's brilliant for us, and then develops and grows and grows and grows and grows. We're investing in the future. It's what we do, and it's what parents do with kids when they have trust funds, or they invest in the marriages, or they invest in the new houses for the kids. You invest in the future. It's exactly what they're doing with Brenden Aaronson if they bring him in. Why would you not want a 21-year-old with all those ticks on his CV already? It's guaranteed under Bielsa. He'll be unbelievable. Orta has got us a lot of bargains. He's great at his job. He'll get this one done, hopefully. Yeah, it's just going to be about Salzburg, I think. But guys, listen, I just wanted this to be sort of a short video. I just wanted to give you my thoughts, because I know, listen, you'll see a lot of people just saying Leeds are rumoured, Leeds have signed, Leeds have bid. But with my videos, I try and make them a little bit more unique in the fact that I want to talk to you. I want to research. I don't just want to come here and do sort of a 10-minute video. I want to do a long video where we can interact, where I can give you my thoughts, where I can break it down a little bit. And yeah, I hope you enjoy them. They've been a lot. And if you want to get into the weekend spirit, there's nearly 900 of you here. Please like the video if you've enjoyed it. If you're new, make sure you slap a subscribe on the videos and stuff like that. I don't ask it often throughout the video. You normally get people on YouTube who are like, subscribe. I will only ask sort of once or twice a video when it's 33 minutes. So we'll be back. Obviously, we've got loads of content coming your way. The debrief's going to be back. I'm going to make it audio based. There was a couple of problems this week, so I apologize for that. The rumor mill is every day until the transfer window ends. I might try do something daily, even when the transfer stuff ends, because I know you guys love it. I don't know why you like seeing my ugly mug, but there you go. All the match stuff is out, but make sure you check the Newcastle preview out, guys. Listen, there's it's there. Another 15 minutes of McGilligan. But go check it out if you want to get pumped for tomorrow. I'm positive about the Newcastle game, so make sure you check it out. Hopefully, I'll give you a few points to get excited about. But yeah, listen, hope you have a good one, guys. Keep happy, keep healthy, keep smiling, and I will see you either tomorrow or the day after for a Newcastle review. All right, see you in a bit.